Okay, this might sound crazy at first, but stay with me. A couple weeks ago, they came and did gardening and whatnot around um, our property, and they dropped a bunch of rocks and gravel onto a side driveway. And it got me thinking. Something I realized just by remembering who I used to be, and more importantly, how I used to see the world. See, as kids, we used to collect rocks, like actual little rocks off the ground. We'd pick them up, put them in our pockets, maybe even store our favorite ones in a shoebox under the bed, but we'd act like they were treasure. And because to us, they were. They're shiny, they're unique, they felt special. We'd show them off like, look at this one, and nobody could tell us otherwise. That rock had value because we said so. But then we grew up, and suddenly it's just a rock. Why is that? Because this world teaches us what to value: a car, a house, a designer bag, a certain income level. It's like the more expensive something is, the more important it must be. But think about it. We're not really chasing money or objects. We're chasing the feeling that we think they'll give us. But we had that feeling as kids, just holding a rock. That joy that we used to feel over something as simple as a cool looking rock, it gets buried because we've been programmed to chase bigger and shinier things that cost money, things that impress others. But that childlike wonder, the ability to be grateful for what is already right in front of us, what we already have, that's where the real magic is. So what I'm calling the rock theory is really simple. It's about getting back to that part of ourselves that saw the value in simplicity, the beauty that's found in the ordinary, something that wasn't constantly looking for more. See, we didn't stop loving rocks because they weren't valuable. We stopped loving them because the world told us that they weren't. And so I started wondering, what if that mindset is why so many of us feel disconnected, feel anxious, never feel satisfied? And what if healing is just returning to that version of us that already knew how to be amazed by the little things? See, imagine how your life would be if you approached it with the same energy that you had when you were a kid discovering a rock that sparkled in the sun. What if you could be that excited about your morning coffee, or a bright sunny day, or about just waking up and existing? This world constantly teaches you to want more, to chase more, to be more. But I think part of our healing is learning just to be, learning to feel again, learning to appreciate the now. We were told to chase things like cars and houses and money and status, and we weren't taught to appreciate it. We were taught to compare. And the rocks, they stayed the same. It's us who changed. And maybe you've lost touch with that. Maybe life got heavy. Maybe your spark dimmed. But I want you to remember something. That version of you that saw the beauty in the smallest things, that version of you is still inside of you. God didn't create us to be constantly chasing the next big thing. He created us to live, to see, to feel, to be moved, even by something as small as a rock. And when we return to that childlike faith and wonder, we stop needing permission to start feeling grateful. We just are grateful. And when we live in that space of gratitude and peace and living in the present moment, we start attracting more of what's meant for us without even trying. So maybe today's your reminder to stop waiting for something big to happen before you feel joy, to stop chasing the things that the world tells you are important, and to look down, notice the rock, smell the roses, let it ground you, let it humble you, and let it remind you that you don't need to be more. You're already enough as you are. So I call this the rock theory. And it's not something that I read or heard from anyone else. It's my own revelation that I had, and it excited me. I'm the kind of person that always tries to look for metaphors and things to relate to healing and to relate to my journey to, get a better understanding of why and how things happen. This little rock reminded me of how I used to see the world before the world told me how to see it. And maybe that's what healing is. Maybe it's about unlearning the noise, coming back to that childlike energy, being amazed by the little things again. So if you've been feeling like you've lost your spark or nothing excites you anymore, like you've been numbing out or chasing things that never seem to fulfill you, I want you to go back. Go back to what made you feel alive as a child. Go back to the version of you that got excited over rocks. You'll find something sacred there. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more, and remember to stay kind to yourself. I love you and I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you in the next one.